Well, yeah, there we go. Hey, live. The blind leading the blind today. So, yeah, welcome, Jason. Good to see you, buddy.
Good to see you too, Rich.
Good to be back.
It's been a hot minute.
We got the. There we go. I just had to mute another feed, and technology doesn't it get everything you think is all good and we're ready to go, and bang, all of a sudden something doesn't work. So yeah, crazy. Anyway, welcome to the Friday live jam session, and I'm your co-host Richie, and with me is the guy we call the Doctor of High Level, Jason. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. Doing good. Yeah, excited to be here. It's been a little while.
Has been ages, and I guess there's been lots and lots going on for everyone, and all of that. I think you and I have been working on a couple of things and catching up periodically, so that's been good. It's not like we haven't seen each other, but yeah, it's crazy. I mean, to think we're in September already, and here comes Q4. And it's on my mind this month, because you've got to set up September so you have a really good last quarter of the year and close out on your goals, eh? So that's been my big focus. But today we're going to just chew the fat, talk about this, that, and the other, and whatever comes our way, and also, Jason, we're going to be talking about how to keep customers happy and get paid month after month. And I think there's two things there. One, customer happiness. I know for me, the happier your customer is, the longer they stick, and they tend to pay you with no worries or second cares because they know that you're doing your thing. But getting paid month after month, we had in July and August quite a sizable debtors ledger. And it took a lot of my time and effort to chase money and stuff and that. And all of the customers I was chasing money from were what I call troublesome customers. They're the ones you've probably gone and done too much for, and haven't charged enough, haven't valued yourself high enough, and they always wind up being the problems. The ones that just like, yep, fine, done, paid, and you never hear from them are the happy customers, and so we're going to talk today about how we get into that space and those customers, whether you've got one customer or you've got 487. It's a thing to really focus on, and especially in digital as well. Can do a few shout outs, of course.
Sounds good.
Yeah, and we'll probably give away other people's money, which is
that's my favorite part.
Favorite things to do, So that'll be a bit of fun. I don't know. I mean, I got the call up only 48 hours ago, Jason, and so I don't know what Tom's up to. Haven't checked in with him, but I'm sure he's got something on in Vegas or around the country. I think he had a daughter going off to university or to college. Could be something to do with that, which is a huge time for the Geddes household. So it's pretty significant when that comes around, and they leave the nest and off on their own, So you'll have that coming up very soon, Jason.
I will. Yeah, actually, I'm not really looking forward to it. Well, you think you're all prepared for it. You think you're ready. And it sounds good in theory, right? But it's like as soon as they leave, I'm worrying about them just as much, if not more. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Anyway,
exactly. That's why I Bernese mountain dogs. Because you can leave them at home. Although they're very emotional. Yeah. So and Piper is now ginormous, about 62 pounds, and just a bouncy.
What you're feeding her?
Bouncy big puppy. She's fed 3 times a day. She's fed better than I do, So
Makes sense. Yeah.
Anyway, hey, who have we got joining us at dawn? Oh, there'd be no party without punch. We all know that. Mark, Deborah, Dokart SEO. Don't know if we've met, but Carolyn, Tom Melton's here. Yeah, Paul Michael. Paul Michelle, I think it is. I always get it wrong, Paul. You know me, tied tongue and everything else and stuff and that. Yeah, I know. I've got a buddy. He's a customer as well, and he's an Irish guy, and his name is spelt Michael, but it's pronounced Mihal. And you call him Michael, and you will know you've done wrong. You know, it's a very, very staunch thing in Ireland. So yeah, that trips up, especially first timers. It's quite funny to watch. Yeah. David Ortiz is here. David, we've caught up a couple of times this week, me and David. So that's great. Yeah, yeah, awesome. Right. Well, Bill McKinney's here as well. Hey, the whole gang's back together.
The whole gang's back.
It's like getting the band back together and taking the stage for the first time in ages, you know, the start of a new world tour. Yeah.
So well, do we still get to do an intro, or do we not have the intro anymore?
I don't think so. I think it just goes live and we get into it, and I think there's an outro as well. But you hit the live button, it normally just does everything for you.
It just does it. Yeah. Okay, cool.
It's very automated, the whole thing now. And hey, how's business, Jason? What's been happening in your agency?
It's been busy. Been real busy. We've hired a lot of new people, expanding the team. Yeah, man, just 1,000 things. It's been pretty wild, but it's been good. You know, we've been growing at a really good clip. I would say this year we probably averaged month over month close to 8% every month, which is very significant. Yeah. So this year has been huge year in growth. Primarily on the consulting side. You know, that's the side of the business that we've been really focused on growing. That, and then software. So the software side, so custom software, that's been a big push this year. But yeah, it's been a wild ride, man. It's been a wild ride, but yeah, very exciting stuff.
Yeah, and any sort of specific team acquisitions and roles and stuff.
New EA. We added a new project manager. We added two more dev guys, and then CRM and automation specialist. So yeah, we've hired, and 3 of those are within the last month. So we now have a dev team of 8, which is pretty awesome. You know, I've always had a small dev team. We started with 2 guys, and then we added a 3rd, and we had 3 for a long time. So now that we have a team of 8, it's on. We're cooking. We're cooking.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've got 2 in strictly in dev, and yeah, it's something you've got to, like, you can get a lot more resource than that. But the trick with a good dev is someone that sort of crosses over into something else that's development as well. You know, multifunction, and then they become even more valuable. But I think the biggest struggle I've had and seen from a lot of others as well is good high level devs. You know, and people that, like, just, there's lots of people that can do things in high level, but doing them correctly and with the bigger picture is a very difficult person to find. And I think a lot of people share that frustration, is like, we know high level's so good, but you know, if you don't go and sort of like apply yourself to it, then it's really hard to disseminate that to someone else to go and get this done. And we sort of reset the whole team a few months back, because I was just tired and frustrated, but it was also taking all of my time and resource to constantly go and check every single thing that had been done in high level. So, you know, it's a case of you've got to pay a bit more. You got to find someone with a bit deeper experience to that can deliver on it, and that it's done, and it's done properly. And that way you can go and check the rough things and just have a good look and go, yep, that's all good to go, and let it run for the customer, you know.
Right.
So, which brings me nicely to making customers happy, or keeping them happy, and everything else. And I think I've made a couple of notes on it because really the question is what makes a customer happy, and I think the biggest thing that makes them, for me, is trust. And if you are trustworthy out of the gate, you have obvious knowledge, and you talk about it with trust and experience, and disseminate that to a customer to start with. You build that trust immediately because they are trusting you with things that they typically don't understand, and are very, very personal to them. And they treat their website like a child, as it's part of the family in their business. And it's very important to them because it is my brand and it's how I look online, and that's how people see me. So just the access to it and stuff like that. We picked up a new customer 2 weeks ago, and it's a local real estate agent who typically spends about $7-8 grand a year on sort of SEO and that kind of thing. She understands the value of it and how important it is. And I had a coffee with her because we'd had a coffee before on another thing, and she just went, "Can I just run this stuff by you and get your opinion on it?" And what this company were doing from offshore was wanting to access her third-party platform, which is a major real estate corporation, where she has her website hosted in their environment, to add things like service pages and other stuff like that, content into there and stuff like that. And she'd already paid for it, but they wanted her login to go into this real estate platform, this corporate platform. And she's like, "I don't feel comfortable giving it to them because there's all the other stuff in there and that as well. And I just don't want someone I don't know from overseas coming in there and doing this and all that kind of stuff." And she said, "But what are they actually going to do?" And we went away, ran a couple of tests on the stuff and everything else and that. And she gave me access to everything straight away, And so we went away and checked it and stuff. And there was no way what they were doing was going to work. It was not possible for it to work. It just can't work that way. And so they were selling her a pup and getting access to something she didn't want to give them access to. And she said, "Look, I've already paid for it. I don't care if I write that off. Can you do it for me?" And so, we picked up a really good contract out of it, and that we actually have to rebuild her own personal website to be able to make the effective changes that we need to make and stuff. But we identified that for her straight away. It was like, we need to use this and have it linked to that, and then this will work for you. So and that was all about trust. So that's why I say, I think, customers being happy, if you can establish trust right out of the gate, then they're a lot more likely to be a happy customer, and their longevity is more assured. But one thing I know that builds trust, Jason, and we've spent a lot of time talking about this, is onboarding. The way you get started with someone sets the tone for how the relationship is going to go. And if you're going backwards and forwards with a little bit of this and that, talking about things they don't understand, you become a nuisance factor. And that means they then start resenting the whole, oh, it's the digital guy again, and they just, I'm too busy for that today. And you become a low priority. And then, of course, you don't get to complete your actions. And then the results aren't there, and it just spirals out of control very, very fast. So I think onboarding is the critical part of making a good, happy customer right out of the gate.
Yeah, I agree. I think you said several things in there that I think 100%. Certainly establishing that relationship right out of the gate, that solid foundation, that relationship right out of the gate, I think is super, super important. Getting a quick win right out of the gate, that's going to really help you to establish that relationship and then build that trust, like you were saying. And then also over communicating. I think over communicating, especially in the beginning, I think is one of those things that, again, adds to and builds trust. And you're right, onboarding, having processes, having systems and processes for every service that you offer is key. Without those systems, without those processes in place, then we're human. We're going to forget stuff, right? Like, even if we're doing this stuff day in, day out, I mean, I still forget things, But if it's written down and you have a system and you have a process that you follow each and every time, whether that's onboarding, whether that's service delivery, whether that's offboarding a client, whatever it is, that's really going to allow you to excel and give that white glove service. So having those things in place, I think really, one, it establishes that trust, and it allows them to not have that moment of buyer's remorse. I think you were kind of almost going to go that direction. I felt like you were going that direction. Whereas, like, if you don't establish that right out of the gate, a lot of times people will feel that, and they feel it fairly quickly, depending on how much they've just paid you. If they only pay you $100, well, the buyer's remorse might be a lot less, and maybe they won't even have it, right? But if they've just dropped $2,500, $3,500, $5,000 with you, guaranteed they're going to feel that pretty quickly if you don't establish that you are that professional in the space. You don't establish that communication, that level of professionalism very, very quickly through your systems and processes, then that will happen. And it's doing that and building that level of trust and that relationship very early on. That's going to pay massive dividends down the road. So maybe you have to spend an extra couple of hours with a client in order to provide that white glove service, because maybe you're a one-man show, right? You don't have a service delivery team that can step in and take over. But if you do that and you do it right, that person will stick with you. You will have a happy customer. You have a much better chance, I'll say, at having a happy customer and retaining that person longer term because of that level of professionalism and establishing that relationship early on.
Yeah, and that's interesting to note. A couple of things there, Jason, is you've got to look at what the life cycle of a customer is as well. And that if you've gone into, you've built a new website for someone, you've done that deal and stuff, and that might have a 3-4 month delivery time frame from sort of the start of the project to the end, and hey, we're all done and stuff. And of course, the life cycle of that customer is that, to complete the website and then move into something else as well, or have something else that's sort of that reoccurring and stuff that comes with it. Not everyone is going to fit that as well. So sometimes the life cycle of that customer is like, hey, we delivered the website, there you go. But if you've left it in all the right space, you've been professional, all those things, the chances of them coming along one day and just going, no, actually, we need to get that. Let's talk to that guy and find out. Or they've been approached by someone else in a different space about a CRM or something like that. They're like, let's get their opinion. And that's the thing that we've seen most of it over the years, is that we always see people come back going, what's your opinion about this? I'm unsure. I'm tempted, but I just want to get someone who actually has a bit of knowledge and stuff and that. What's your opinion? And that is what winds up. As was with Liz, it was hey, you know this stuff better than I do. Can I get you to have a look at it? What's your opinion? And then she's like, can you just do it for me? And I was like, of course I can. No problem at all. And
right.
And so you become a trusted expert. Then that trust thing just keeps on coming back up and back up. One thing you touched on, Jason, was processes, having good processes, even for offboarding as well. Mm-hmm. And we've offboarded a few customers this year, and they've been a bit gnarly. A couple of them, they've been throwing their toys out and everything else and stuff as well. But we don't just, when we offboard, we don't just delete everything and just throw it all out and just go, yep, sayonara, goodbye. Auf Wiedersehen, that's it. We're done and dusted. Everything else than that. We retain files and documents and stuff and that for a good 6 months, because most of the time they will come back to you and say, hey, we can't find this, or we're wondering how we get into that, or these things here and stuff and that. And then we immediately respond every time we get that request. Is like, yep, sure, here you go, right here, or go and do this, this, and this. They're not paying us a cent anymore, and they might be disgruntled, or they just left for other reasons, whatever it is, and that. But that professionalism lets them have that. The taste in their mouth is like, okay, look, we might not have ended 100% on good terms, but at the same time, you've maintained your professionalism, and you get a lot of respect from that as well. So that's the process that we stick to. Is we don't just go and turn everything off and be assholes.
Right.
We maintain our professional standards, no matter what the situation.
Right. Yeah, I think we have kind of a motto that like we always want to leave a client better than when we found him. And it's so funny, even me saying that out loud, it's kind of strange because this is something. Did you just sneeze?
No, I broke my little toe 2 weeks ago.
Oh no.
And I just kicked it on the bottom of my chair.
Oh, dude, I'm sorry, man.
Oh man, it hurts.
That hurts bad.
It's been really sore today, and it's the last thing I needed to do was just clip it like that. And I was like,
no. That's like the worst pain. Is it the pinky toe?
Yep.
Oh, of course it is.
Yeah, and there is zero sympathy coming from downstairs. The other office, my wife has given me zero sympathy for 2 weeks. Yeah. And my dogs, of course, Bernese mountain dogs. Guess where their favorite place to stand is at the moment? Yeah. On my foot, and Molly's 120 pounds. She stands on my foot every day, so.
Right.
Yeah. It hurts. It hurts a lot. Yeah. But there's nothing to do about it. You just got to just go, well, in 6 weeks time, it should be okay. But, I haven't, I'm not playing pickleball at the moment, and I can't go to the gym and stuff. Well, I could go to the gym, but I don't want to. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's the absolute worst.
I can sit at the bar and drink cold beers, though. I found that it has been unaffected by that. So there's a silver lining in everything.
There is a silver lining. Yeah.
Oh, man. Sorry, mate. What were you saying?
God, I can't remember where I left off. Leaving clients better than how you found them, right? And that just takes me back to being a kid. My dad, we used to go camping, as a kid, and I'll never forget this. Like, I was really young. I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years old. And that was one of the first lessons that I remember him teaching us when we were camping is like, look, we're going into nature. We're going into this campground, into this camp spot. And it's really important that every time we leave, that there is zero trace that we were ever here. And we always want to make sure, especially when we go into nature, that we leave it better than we found it. And so at the end of every trip, didn't matter what campground we were at, we would spend 15, 20 minutes, the whole family. We walk around the entire place, even into other campsites all around, and pick up every tiny little piece of trash. Didn't matter how small it was, but we had to pick it all up and just make it look like no one had ever been there, regardless if it was our trash, But that lesson really stuck with me.
Yeah.
My entire life, really. And that translates into business. And especially in our business, I think that, there are a lot of people, because of the low barrier to entry to this business, it really just requires a cell phone, a laptop, and an internet connection, because that barrier to entry is so low. It's a beautiful thing because it allows people with not much money to be able to set up shop, open up a business, and actually genuinely help people. But again, on the flip side, because of that low barrier to entry, we have bad actors that enter our space all the time, and that don't take care of clients the way that they should, and don't respect clients' privacy, don't do the right thing. And so all too often we've seen it, and I know you see it in your business, but clients come to you and you're the fifth one in line. Like, they've already gone through 4 other people and they come to you. And now you're left picking up those pieces. And so I just think it's really, really important that we, again, leave those clients better than how we came into that relationship. And so, yeah, a great offboarding process is key. 100%.
I think it's we've been retuning our own online presence in that redoing content in service pages and those things, but all of them have a section basically about trust. and also how we manage your digital assets. And that we have a detailed explanation of it at the start. Is like, so many people that we've dealt with have got stuff all over the shop. They've got a Gmail account and their Google, and they've never verified a domain, and all of these massive trust signals that the internet looks for. But the other thing is, the one thing, and we another one on Monday, is recovery of ownership for like Google business profiles and stuff. Somebody else set it up. I don't know who it was, and they're the primary owner. And the owner of the business does not have the ability to mold and shape their Google business profile because of it. So that's a service that we strike it frequently, is that very thing. And it's not impossible to get it sorted out. It takes a well-crafted, submission to the Google support team. Everyone else know. But what we offer now as a service is that if we're going to come in and we're going to be doing something significant with you, with an SEO, PPC, those kind of things, we will make a digital email from your domain, right? So be it admin at what have you, or digital at whatever you, and stuff and that, and then systematically go through all of the things to add that email as the administrative email for Meta, for Google, for Tag Manager, for the whole lot. We're going to put it in there. And then from that email, we will share access to ourselves and our own admin email as well. So you're giving us access to your properties, but you've actually got ownership of your properties under the business domain name, which means when you sell the business, it goes with the business, not attached to somebody else's Facebook. I mean, I've got one customer who there was multiple shareholders in it. One of the shareholders' wives set up the Instagram page 5 years ago, 8,000 followers. He's gone through a divorce with her, and she's basically going, I don't know what the name and password, I don't know what the password is. And she doesn't care. She's basically going, I don't care, not my problem. And so they've effectively also said, well, you've got two options. One, we can get her to remember what the password or, even the email is that goes with it, and we can work on it from there. Two, we just set up a new one. 8,000 followers though, what are we going to do? And it's like, well, you've not got anything at the moment because you can't use it, so you may as well just set up a new one, and that's the reality of it. But that's the situation that a lot of businesses find themselves in, is things happen, they transpire, and digital assets that are key get lost because of it. So we build trust with people by going, let's straighten this out and do it properly right out of the gate. And that sets the tone for how we're going to work with them as well. So we're really fixing a big pain point in their business, and we're building trust right out of the gate, creating a happy customer. There's a little bit of work to it, but it's not ridiculous. And, you might say it's going to be 10 hours of time to do all of these things here. And then if you've got a team that's really capable and stuff and can knock it out quickly and know where things are, of course, things like Meta support, it can take a long time to come back and get these things changed over. But if you start the process and fix that pain for that customer, they're a happy customer. And happy customers generally pay every month and don't want to leave because they're worried that if they leave you, I'm going to have all those problems again. And if they did leave, someone else comes along and goes, oh, this has been done correctly. This is really good, and you're going to get that feedback as well. So, but the biggest one with that setting up that stuff is the referral. Our outbound prospecting has been very thin for a while. Actually, I did some proper prospecting this week, and creating heat maps and stuff and emails and that, and sending them to people, and then just go, hey, look at this, it's the first week in a couple of months that I've actually done proper dedicated prospecting. So not really the thing you want to hear from a guy that talks about prospecting all the time, but it's a case of we have been trading on referral for basically the last year. We've just been trading on referral. We just keep getting referral, and you're only going to be getting referral if you're making people happy. You've got happy customers. Happy customers refer you, and referral is the best business of all because they're coming in with their hand held high saying, I need what you're doing for such and such. When can we start? And that's so worth having, eh?
Well, that's a great segue into kind of the title of this this live today, which was keeping customers happy, which I think we talked a lot about. The second part to that is getting paid month over month, for that relationship. And I think what I would add there from a very kind of technical perspective, getting paid, like if you really want to just talk about getting paid, make it a rule that all of your customers pay you on auto payment. Just make it a blanket rule across the board. Early on in my career, I made that shift because initially when I got started, I was like, hey, I'm just going to take payment. Any way somebody wants to pay me, that's the way I'm going to take payment. I just need to get some money coming in. So, I took checks, I took cash. I would drive down to physical locations. I would sit and wait for the owner, and he would promise me, I'll be with you in 15 minutes. And after an hour and a half, I'd still be sitting there, And these are the things that I used to do to get paid. I finally realized this is just not a scalable model. And I made that shift in my business. And to my surprise, people didn't really push back. Like, okay. Like I just said, look, this is how I get paid. This is how we do it. This is the reason. And I felt like I had to, at the time, I felt like I always had to tell people, look, it's like, it's really difficult for me. Like I need the time. You don't want me not focusing on your stuff because I'm focused on getting paid. So that's why we need to set up auto pay so that I can devote my entire time to actually helping you and blah, blah, blah. So I felt a need to have to, to kind of convey my point and the reason why. But in all honesty, I didn't even need to do that. But I think, yes, making it a rule that people pay you on auto pay, whether that's through bank transfer, if you want to do ACH or credit card, that's completely up to you. But setting up some form of auto payment system, invoicing an auto payment system so that you can get paid month over month without fail in an automated way. So you're not playing a, bill collector and chasing people down.
Yeah. And it's, look, the ones that you don't do that with are the ones that are always going to be a problem. And you become, as soon as you've been late paid by someone, you can always be late paid by someone. So it's those terms and conditions, and so we credit card bill first of the month. If someone comes in for a service and it's halfway through the month and that, we just pro rata it. So hey, we're going to bill you this, and it's for 2 weeks, and then on the first month it's going to bill you this, and just make it nice and easy. But the second thing to that is onboarding. If we have an upfront onboard cost or setup cost for a system, then typically we're just saying, hey, that's and it's the 12th of the month, so we're doing that today. We would say, hey, this is covered until the 1st of October, and that's when the payment kicks in, because we've got that window then of 2.5-3 weeks. That's the whole setup system and everything else in there to be running and tested, and you're live and it's ongoing after that. So and then the other one we put in there as well is hey, we will do it for 12 months. So it's a 12-month contract, and then we look at month 10, we're talking about renewal and what that looks like and how that's shaped and stuff as well. So we can book them in for another 12 months. It's right. Managing your money is just a critical side of this. And if you just let it go on autopilot and don't worry about it and stuff and that, set up the right processes right at the start, because otherwise, if you're not on top of that, it gets out of control really quickly, and then it'll gobble a heap of your time, and that's time that you won't be moving other things forward. So it's really important to do that. On Monday morning, 8:45, I do just finance admin for the agency and everything else as well, my own personal stuff too. I do finance admin every Monday morning. It's a wake up on Monday morning, go, oh, I've got that to do, but you actually sometimes you enjoy doing it because you're like, yeah, money, and stuff. But it's you just got to be really disciplined about it and dedicated to it. And I don't just do it on a Monday morning and then ignore it for the rest of the week. Typically, I'm in the 20th of every month. I analyze things like, subscriptions and everything else and stuff in that day, and I review our entire financial ecosystem on the 20th of every month. Because if you don't stay on top of those things, like ChatGPT charged me $131 yesterday. So they're double charging me for a subscription. And I'm saying, I wonder why this thing wasn't working correctly. And it's their billing is all wrong. So, it's $65, but I'm going to go and sort it out, because next month they'll charge it to me again. And so make sure you really stay on top of these things and sort them out. Otherwise they just fester and it's just wasted money. And if you look after the pennies, the pounds will take care of themselves. That one's for Jack. Yeah. Yep. Oh, very good. We should do some shout outs.
Let's do it.
What do we got here? This is the old accountability check-ins. Gosh, I know my hand is up for being guilty for not doing one of these for a long time, not making myself accountable. But all of these wonderful people have been, and that is absolutely fantastic, because you can't track progress unless you announce progress and your planning and all of those things as well. So, Brian, David, Maggie, Mark, Timothy, Rosina, Stephen, Cynthia, Kurt, Dawn. Dawn, number one accountable guy, holds people accountable and holds himself accountable as well. He's an inspiration to us all. Linda, fantastic. It's a really good thing, and I think I've loved watching this grow, Jason. In that every Monday, and if you have to check it out by Wednesday and stuff and that, and there's a big bunch of people in there, and people are really specific about, hey, I'm working on this, I'm doing this, and it's progress that comes with it. So absolutely awesome, mate.
That's fantastic. Yeah.
We have a celebration as well, and we celebrate these because I know we've both been involved in this and know lots and ins and outs and everything else in that. But to reach this milestone, Dahlstrom, his smart directory is live.
Wow.
That is just, good on you, Kurt, because mate, it takes focus, it takes effort, but you get it out the door, and now it's going to go and do the things that you want it to do. And that's the way to stop dreaming about what's going to happen and everything else, or worrying about what's going to happen. Get it live, and then ride that thing. It's really important. And so that is a huge milestone, and
huge. Yeah.
Really of a round of applause. So awesome, mate. Fantastic. Look, I actually look forward to seeing it. I'm not sure what it's called, but David just asked the question, what's the URL of the smart directory? I'm sure there'll be a post in the school group, and I'm sure we're going to get that, because seeing them live is fantastic. So congratulations.
Yeah, that's awesome. Fantastic.
Speaking of David, there's a few shout outs here, mates. David got his first client, $1,000 for a website, $100 a month for an AI agent for the website. Boom,
Nice.
Yeah,
that's exciting.
I'm picking, and I don't know this for sure, David, but I'm picking that's all based in high level. And what a great tool to build them in. I mean, that's where we build. If we build you a website, it is in high level these days. We don't do that. If we, I've actually got a new partner here in Nashville who does 70% of their business is doing WordPress websites. And so we did a deal on Monday. It was like, hey, man, we do get this stuff come along, and we'll refer to you. You refer the stuff to us, and we are both working in tandem. So, that can be a good collaboration. But $1,000 for a high-level website, sweet. No problem there.
And for your first client too. I mean, dude, my first client, I made $150 on my first client. So $1,000. I mean, that's awesome. That's crazy.
Doing the job.
Really, really good. Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Fantastic. I love it.
Charles Miller sold a website, and the client wanted business cards as well. One new AI developed website for $500, and the cards outsourced for 500 each, $36, and it charged them $100. Oh yeah, so you got 500 business cards for $36, and he charged them $100. Sweet.
Okay.
And good action. Take something that you can go and organize the service, get everything done and stuff, and that and margin it. It's not difficult to go and design a business card and submit it and get them printed and stuff, and get them over there. Just don't do what I did when I first my first lot of business cards. I left the print marks on them, and they printed them with the print marks on them, and stuff. So yeah, it was just amateur hour, and had to go and reorder them. So yeah, don't do a Richie. Yeah. Fernando closed a client on a $2.99 website plus 30 days free of the AI bot, $1.99 audit for his first website, which will need an AI bot, and he is upsold for social media posting as well. Now, this is a good combined deal here. You know, this is how we build reoccurring monthly revenue as well. We're gonna do this here, and then we're going to add that onto it. We're going to add that onto it as well, and that's the whole customer journey. And that's so I say you look at the lifetime value of the customer as opposed to the one-off sale side of things. There will always be one-off sales, but the lifetime value of that customer, that customer could easily be a $500 a month customer, and you put 10 of those together. It's a chunk of work, but 10 people at $500 a month is solid foundation income, as we call it. And if you've got the systems and processes established, the efficiency gets better and better and better as time goes on, and the actual margin goes up. So it's not 30% for delivery of it. It winds up being 15, 20% for delivery of it. And now the really optimal space is where you're spending 10% of that $500 in a month, and you're banking the $450. But you don't have to worry about that out of the gate, because it's going to be very difficult to build out all that resource and get it. But getting the client is the first step and the way to build that revenue. Well done.
Right.
Really,
that's awesome. Fantastic.
Here's someone we hear from often, E.G. Buzz, Erica, reported $334 from book sales. Now, I'm picking that she's Dawn's biggest competitor. I think she's doing the ebooks as well, and they probably cross over some titles and everything. But I don't know how many $9 ebooks you sold this week, Dawn, but that looks like something's going pretty good there. $334 from book sales. That's
awesome.
Kind of, it almost seems like it's free money, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, she's beating for the ebooks. Dawn didn't sell any ebooks this week, by the way.
Man.
FYI, I think he's been busy on other things. But if you've got that kind of thing automated and out there and doing it stuff, fantastic. So
yeah, that's great.
Yeah. Rick Garcia, $500 to start analyzing Man Woman of the Year website for an organization in California. They're looking to update their website and get moving on social media, which they have not done so far. Will explore further ways to monetize their membership activities. Yeah, I'm sure Rick is already in the Go High Level ecosystem, but I would suggest there are a lot of things in there that can help with that. And stuff. And I think, social media, it kind of always had that, it's easy to do, but you can get someone come along and, my brother's daughter, she's really good on that stuff. So we get her to do it for us. And you hear those stories all the time and stuff like that. The advent of AI has taken social media to the next level. The stuff you can do. I know I was having a play the other day. Well, actually I was in a meeting with a couple of team members, and one of the team members was using Nano Banana during this meeting and started making a heap of images of us in the meeting doing that. And did I show you the pictures the other day, Jason?
Oh yeah, we talked about Nano Banana. Yeah.
Me as an astronaut, as an airline pilot, as a doctor. That one that made me look particularly young and particularly well educated as well. And just bang, 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 and it was just done, and it was, and they were coming up live in this meeting, it was just, we were laughing very hard. But as I say, social media has become real easy. with the advent of AI and with the tools and systems that we have available to us for us to produce something that's really, really on point, really high end, that business owners and other people out there, they don't have the skill or the technique or the knowledge to go and achieve. So I think it's what I class as a low-hanging fruit in this day and age. Is you get the process right with things like social media, and it's the supporting act for AI search. So it is really, really important moving forward, that content in social media and all those things. So that is a great win, Rick, and I'm sure there is much more information to come from that in the future. Rosina got her foot in the door with a business owner on her SDAI on a smart directory. Is interested in SEO ads, social and Google business page, Google business profile. We'll be putting together some packages as suggestions for him. Rosina,
Nice.
give you the hot tip, right? Don't undersell or undervalue yourself. Right, there's a lot of stuff in there: SEO, ads, social, and GBP. Right, that is collectively a large bundle of stuff, and don't undersell yourself on it. If you think, he wouldn't pay more than $2,000, you'll never make any money out of it, and everything else. That yes, getting a customer is important, and getting that credibility and all of those things, and having the we've done this over here. But I'd hit the low-hanging fruit in that, and then move the conversation to the you need to have this, you need to have this. I'd even put together a 12-month timeline of hey, here's the priorities here, and this is the stuff that we need to work on first. So yeah, that's the way to do it. But that is an awesome win, and you can open up the dialogue with someone. Well, that's how you get new business and win new customers, is by opening the dialogue to start with. So being in the conversation is a great win. Not every win has a hard numerical value on it. So awesome.
Yeah. I want to add to that real quick, Rich, because I think you made some really good points, and I love the direction you just went with that for her. I think the other thing to add to that would be, when you're putting together these packages, put together kind of a good, better, best type package, right? So you've got 3 different packages that you can focus on. And like Richie said, don't undervalue yourself. Make sure that, you do your research. If you're going to outsource some of this work, figure out what you're going to have to pay in order to get some of this stuff done. If you're going to do part of it, but outsource the rest, again, figure out what those margins are. Make sure that you are pricing that in accordingly, so that you can actually make some money here. But then lastly, when you actually get into that sales conversation and you present this good, better, best package to the client, don't let them steer you. Don't let them talk you down in price. Rather, if they say, you know what, I really want to do all these, but I can't afford any of these packages. This is what I can afford. If that's what they come back to you with, then don't just say, okay, fine, I'll do it for that price. Take things away. Remove from the package. So instead of devaluing you and your efforts and the things that you're offering, don't ever do that. Don't ever devalue yourself in a sales conversation. Remove. So if they say, look, this is what I can afford, and you say, okay, great. For that price, I would suggest these 3 things, because these 3 things will give you the most bang for your buck at that price point. But also let them know, this is not what I suggest. Like, I'm willing to work with you, but to get where you want to go, realistically, focusing on this small of budget on these 3 things is going to take you a lot longer to get there. But just be real clear with them. Just be open and honest and have that conversation. But never devalue yourself. Never devalue your price point. Once you present those prices, don't change them. Just remove things from the service.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's we saw, and I've seen this be really successful before, and that was with Kristen, who got a pub customer, a bar restaurant customer. It was when I moved to Nashville, and excuse me, it was the same month. And it was like, what do I charge? and he was talking about, I want to do this, and I want to do this, I want to do this, and stuff, and that, and it was about hitting that level. And I think you talked to her as well, Jason, at the same time. It was when Remote Millionaires back in the day.
Yep.
And it sort of came up with a number. I think it was about $2,500 a month to do this, and this, and stuff. And that was 3 years ago. That customer now pays, I think, $3,500 a month. Does more with her, and that's been 3 years of like a foundation customer. So, it's set the clear expectation on hey, you're after these results here. This is the value in that, and I thought that suggestion take away if they go down on it, because if you start off, bare bones, not enough in that, because you're going, I just want the customer, so that I've got that customer activity and I'm building that credibility and all those things and stuff, and that actually works against you in the long run. Because it take all your time and resource, there's no money in it, and then you just get to the point, well, I just need to get these customers that pay a higher value, but then that person says, they do that for $500, and you should get that, So it's great advice, and but congratulations, Rosina, that is absolutely brilliant, and look forward to hearing how that goes and how you lay that out. It's great.
100%. Yeah, we'd love to hear how that goes.
Yeah, very much.
Just to end off on that, I think it's like you and I, we've been here, right, Rich? We've had these conversations. We've gone down this path, and we're speaking from massive experience in this realm, and we've both done the wrong things. And I know I've done it on multiple occasions where I devalued myself and I took a price I shouldn't have taken. And ultimately what happened at the end of the day is that I soured that relationship with the client. The client left unhappy, pissed off, because I promised something that I absolutely couldn't deliver, right? Because I devalued the price so much, there was no room in there. There's no room in there for me to hire somebody to help me. It was all left on my shoulders. And I couldn't possibly do it all. So at the end of the day, I actually did a disservice to the client. And when I finally realized that, I'm like, no, I'm actually helping them. By getting them to pay more is actually helping them. Getting them to pay what they need to pay is what they have to do in order to get the result they want to get, right? But I didn't realize that in the beginning, and I devalued it. And I ultimately, like I said, I soured that relationship. I lost the client in the end, and I didn't help them at all.
Well, and the temptation is in, hey, I just want to get a paying customer. But and friends and family can often be the biggest drain and draw and everything else, and they don't value you and your time because they're family, for example. So the trick there is to create a low expectation with friends and family. I'm doing this out of the goodness of my heart for you, right? You don't obligate to be. It's delivered in 3 weeks and stuff like that. Like my sister's website, 8 months. This has been going for, right? There are 10 things she has to get for me. I cannot finish it. I mean, it's built, but I can't finish it until she gives me these 10 things. I remind them all the time about, hey, can you flick that through? Can you give me this? Or just give me an idea on that, and I can go and work it out myself, but I can't finish it without this, But there's no value in it for her. She's not paying for website development. She's getting it for free from her brother. So therefore, it doesn't have a value on it. And so she doesn't care that it's like, so, that started last Christmas, and it'll be this Christmas that, I didn't get to the point, but I just go, buggy, I'm just going to do it myself, and this is what you're getting. There you go. But, we've got to finish a couple of things so that I can do her Google business profile, because you cannot have a website today without a Google business profile. I'm sorry, it's just like it is. You're not actually a business if you've just got a website and no GBP. It's simple as that. Anyway, I digress. But let's. Who's this guy? Yeah. So Dawn's been out there again, pounding the pavement, and he upsold a current client to a low-end PPC management, $500 a month, $1,000 ad spend. I know exactly what you mean. And Dawn knows more about this than I do. But we do low-end PPC management. Actually, $400. Well, it was $400. It's now $497. But it is simple and basic stuff. We don't go over the top with it. There's no massive convoluted reporting or anything else that comes with it and stuff like that. It is just simple and straightforward. So that works in that space because there are people that are like, hey, I can only spend this much and stuff. And there's no point in ignoring them when you've set it up a few times and everything else and that. You can be pretty proficient about setting it up and stuff and plugging it in. And once it's running, it's kind of like $500 a month for nothing, I think those accounts, we typically spend an hour a month on them, so 1 hour of our time a month for $500, I'll take that any day. It's a good one. Good win, Dawn. And that's fantastic. Paul, and again, I mispronounced your surname, so let's not embarrass me anymore. Free AGM listing upgraded to a featured. This is music to my ears. I love this. So was that Paul? Paul's here. Is that using Smart Directory or is that using AGM? I mean, it says free AGM listing upgraded to featured. So but either way, that is the idea of that system. Hey, it's get them in for free, upgrade them. That is now a really hot lead and a customer that you wind up in a conversation with about many other things. So AGM was on AGM. Okay, awesome. Nice. Well, congratulations, because I've still got many AGMs kicking around out there doing their thing. We're retuning, like Buy Local NZ. Brett and I are retuning the free offer. So we're sort of moved into that. Let me just go off on a wee side tangent for a second, Jason, if you don't mind. I know we're coming up to the hour. We see the value in looking at AI conversational search, right? One of the things it's pointing at is these citations, directory citations in particular, that are AI friendly. So whilst we are not actually an AI citation, we can sort of claim to be one. And we think it's going to take 2 years, right? If we can do the right things with Smart Directory, with our AGMs and those things and that, if we can do the right things by them and create an environment whereby AI search is picking up from the quality of what we're producing through those directories, then the chances of actually being an AI certified, if you like, citation, very, very high. But if AI are picking it up in search, that's all we need to actually be an AI citation, isn't it?
Yeah, I could see that.
So why not go out there to businesses and say, we're giving you this for free. Here's the power of this. It's more juice in the free offer, and then in the upgrade offer, maybe something like, we're a community organization, we're recognized, everything else and stuff, and that we will do a backlink with you as part of your upgrade package. And that gives you hyper local juice, if you know what I mean. It's an essential thing to have local backlinks that have high authority. So if you can get a directory site to be high authority, you've actually got something else to sell. And the free offering becomes even more important. So we do the marketing audit report from High Level as part of a free offer. We do the citation as part of the free offer. That citation is a NAP. So we're changing it so that it's name, address, phone number, and opening hours and stuff, and that comes as part of free, right? So it's a legitimate. But the only thing the thing you must have to get that is a Google Business Profile. And if you don't have a Google Business Profile, we don't want you in our ecosystem anyway. But because you haven't got a Google Business Profile, it doesn't mean you can't have one. We have a service that does that. So you see, we just you go into the funnel and it's like, you've got a Google Business Profile? Yes, no. They click no, they go straight into another funnel about, okay, here's the importance of a Google Business Profile. Would you be interested in getting one? And so leave no stone unturned. That's
I love it.
Yeah. All right. Bit of a sidetrack. Carl, he joined the community 3 days ago and already made $500 this morning for an audit.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's super impressive. I love it.
Wicked. That is wow. That is good on you. Love to hear what kind of audit it is and how that works and stuff and that. But I mean, selling audits is the way to sell bigger and other services and stuff. And that's people, business owners, they want to know, what does this look like? I don't know how to disseminate this data and everything else and stuff, and that you do. Give it to them in a nice, easy presented, like a fifth grader can read it. Bang, it's the way we do an audit process for a product and service. It's $500 for the audit. We take that off the cost of the service. So you pay us for the audit because we're actually doing the pre-work in the audit anyway. So you're effectively we take it off the cost of the service. It works really well. The grand total this week, $2,982, and the total so far this year, an impressive $846,157.43. Yeah, nice. I think we're on track to really, I think we're 1.3, 1.4 the last couple of years. I'd love to see us beat that, and I think the momentum that's out there, we're going to close out strong, and
especially Q4. Q4 is always strong.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I mean, especially that even that run into Christmas, there are some big banging deals that come through because we've got that end of the tax year and
right.
all of those things. So I mean, Dawn raised a good point. Pick it up, people. We need to break 2 million. Yeah, it would be it'd be nice to see there's some serious wins to the 2 million mark, but this is a group of people that are capable of doing it. So
love it.
Fantastic. Righty. So we're at the top of the hour. I guess we better do our normal wrap-up scenario on that. What have you got on for the weekend, Jason?
Well, before we get there, don't we have to give away some money?
Oh, yeah. We do too. How could I forget?
Let's give away some money, man. Skipping the best part.
Shashawn, have we got a hashtag?
What is our hashtag?
I didn't see it in show notes. I didn't see oh, here we go. Get paid.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, nice. Hashtag get paid. Alrighty. Let's give everyone a minute to get in there. And while we're waiting for everyone to put in get paid, what do you got on for the weekend, Jason?
Well, football tomorrow. My son's game, I think, is 11:30, something like that.
Now, which kind of are we talking here? Are we talking the greatest
American football?
American football. Okay.
Yeah.
There's rugby football. There's football soccer, which is actually called soccer, right. And then American football as well. So that's what position does he play?
He's a wide receiver.
Yes, the money job. Yeah. Hey,
so he's fast. He's got sticky hands. He's tall. He's quite the player. I'll tell you before we call. I got to share this story since we're talking about him. I got to share this because this is such a cool story. Everybody's still doing the get paid hashtag. So real quick, last weekend, 1 second left before the half. The opposite teams got the ball. They're sitting at the 8-yard line. They've been making a drive all the way down the field, right about to make a score. They're right there to make a touchdown, right? Opposite teams got the ball. They snap the ball. Quarterback drops back, throws the ball. His receiver ends up in the end zone. My son's run it. He runs into the end zone, jumps up in the air, intercepts the ball midair, rolls off the other guy, kind of jukes 2 or 3 players, runs all the way down to the end of the field and scores a touchdown.
No way.
1 second left for the half. I mean, it was literally like the play of the century. It was insane. We all just erupted. It was the coolest thing ever.
Super proud dad moment.
Oh, dude, like unreal dad moment. Yeah, it was awesome.
Yeah,
it was really cool.
That is fantastic. Oh, congratulations. That's going to be exciting. But so I mean, every Saturday football is going to be great for the whole season, eh?
Oh yeah. We're looking real good. We're undefeated so far. So we play a really difficult team tomorrow. So we'll see how things go. But so far, it's looking real good.
Well, this year I've gone into a fantasy football competition because
you were telling me about that. I remember that. Yeah.
It's basically so I can learn more about football and stuff. And I'm 5th out of 36 people, so I'm pretty happy after week 1. One of my teams played last night, and I got a few more points. So it's going okay, but it is very confusing, and it's just put me on a big learning curve with football in general, because I've been watching a bit, but I've never really been invested in it. Now I am invested in it, and I'm loving it even more. Sunday afternoons will never be the same for me again. So yeah. But the other thing I've got is the All Blacks, which is my first love, is rugby, and the All Blacks play South Africa for the second time again tonight. Last Friday we went to it. We had a lock-in at the Lost Paddy. It's an Irish bar, private function. Closed the doors, and I got home at 5 a.m. and I'm doing it again tonight, which means I don't learn easy. And I am way too old to be going all the way through the night like that anymore.
Right.
Yeah. But it's the second one, so should be a bit of fun. Yeah. Alrighty, let's give away Tom's
Let's do
money.
it, man.
I love giving away Tom's money. This is always good fun. Yeah. Jimmy O'Hoskins.
Congratulations.
Hey, congratulations, Jimmy. Money on the way. And we do it again. Lars.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Lars has been a member of our community for a long time. So
he has, yeah.
Fantastic, yeah. That is awesome. Well, Jason, thank you so much for making yourself available this afternoon. I know you're busy and stuff, so and it's always good to catch up and hear about what's been going on and all those things. Thank you, everyone, for coming along and participating and throwing in those wonderful comments and everything else and stuff and that. Everybody stay safe and practice aloha and enjoy your weekend. The weather is just right this time of year, so enjoy. Thanks very much, everyone. We'll see you again.
Thanks, everybody.
You've been watching the Aloha Marketing Jam session. We've helped thousands just like you start and scale their businesses. If you'd like our help to grow your business, go to the link on your screen now and let us know how we can help you. Don't forget to like, comment, and share this stream. We'll be back here next Friday for another live show. Until then, aloha.